Hola, soy Lola. No puedo contestar tu llamada. Hoy voy a luchar contra la máscara vengadora. Si gano, usaré el dinero para pagar por nuestro plan familiar de datos. Claro, pesa 300 libras, pero una vez tomé una clase de karate. Quizá ya es hora de un switch.
¿Atrapado en un mal plan familiar? Haz el switch al mejor plan familiar de Boost y obtén 4 líneas cada una con gigas sin límite por solo $100 al mes. Metro PCS solo te da 2 gigas por línea por el mismo precio. 4 líneas cada una con gigas sin límite por solo $100 al mes. Es fácil hacer el switch y más fácil ahorrar con Boost.
You're tuning in to the Goldilocks presentation of the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show with Anthony Rodriguez. Anthony Rodriguez, aka Walking Crow, found transformational energy healing through a personal search into healing and was transformed by this experience. He made the decision to pursue training and has since become a certified energy healing practitioner with an emphasis on working with clients in recovery from addiction. His willingness to be open and listen has allowed him to be of service to many who seek a peaceful, serene, and healthier body, mind, and spirit. Call in now if you would like to speak with Anthony. The call-in number is 713-955-0332. Enjoy this transformational and healing show.
Well, good afternoon, and welcome to another Tuesday edition of the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. My name is Anthony Rodriguez Walking Crow, and I am your host. Happy Hot Tuesday. Ooh, happy Hot Tamale Tuesday. Never mind Taco Tuesday. It's Hot Tamale Tuesday because in Los Angeles, it's the summer solstice. It's June 20th. It's hot, and the sun is closer to the earth, and it's the longest day of the year. And it's the longest, hottest damn day of the year, but welcome to Tuesday anyways. We're well into the work week, the third day of the week, Sunday being the first day. And welcome. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope everybody had a great Father's Day with their fathers, with their brothers, with their sons, with their husbands, with their boyfriends, with their lovers, whatever that looks like to you. I hope Father's Day was a complete joy and a love for everybody involved. As for me, I am not a father, but I honor all fathers in whatever form that is, and I especially honor the fathers who are mothers who have the dual role of raising their children. They are mother and father. O Mateo, aho, Radhe Govind, aho, and I honor them. Not that I don't honor the men who do the same thing, but there are some pretty badass women in this world who walk in both those pairs of shoes. All right. So just a reminder today that 713-955-0332 is the call-in number. Call in and push 1 to speak to the host. That would be myself. You would let my producer know by pushing 1 if you want to speak to me. That way you come out of listen mode. And feel free to ask any questions you want. Today we're going to be talking about, and this came up last week in a conversation with a friend of mine. Why do many men have a hard time accepting a complaint? And I'm going to add in a little bit of an addendum to that. Why do many men have a hard time accepting a complaint while trying to live up to the expectations of others, spoken and unspoken? Oh, just thicken that soup by adding a little flour in there. So, and my friend, I saw my friend Sally Hayes, who is an amazing healer, an amazing massage therapist, and an amazing. She conducts sound baths, and she asked that question on social media, and I chimed in and answered about what my situation was growing up and how it was extremely difficult for me to accept a compliment. And it wasn't only difficult for me to accept a compliment. It was extremely difficult for me to say thank you because I didn't know how to say thank you. And there was people in my life who had asked me that 30 years ago. It's not, let's say 25 years ago. And they had noticed that about me, and they had mentioned it to me, and I didn't make some sort of excuse for myself. Or I said I did say thank you, and I actually hadn't, and they called me on that too. And, sometimes there are those of us, and I can't speak for all men, I can speak for those of us who are me, and I can say that sometimes I don't have, or we don't have, the capacity to have the awareness to know how to say thank you, because we have never been given a gift before. We don't know what the compliment means. Is there something we sometimes think about? Oh, what does she want? What does he want? What do they want? And we don't know how to accept it because we don't know. What we don't know is we're not in the security and the fire and the fuego and the third chakra of who and what we are. We don't know how to do that. And we don't know how to stand in our power. We don't know how to be in our power. And we don't know how to say to others, excuse me, simply thank you. You know, when they say, hey, that's a nice shirt. Oh, and you'll say, oh, yeah, we'll make a story up like, oh, yeah, you know, well, I bought that. We'll tell a story about the shirt that doesn't really matter, or any sort of compliment that's paid to us. We make up a story about it on the spot to not, because we don't know how to say thank you. And sometimes, men, it's just simply enough to say thank you. I guess that goes the other way. A lot of times you could say hi to a woman, and a lot of women think that hi means I want to sleep with you. It doesn't mean that. It just means hi. Unless I want to sleep with you. Then that's a whole other conversation. But, you know, the insecurities and the securities and the shortcomings and the misgivings and the misunderstandings of what the communications are between males and females and males and males and females and females and so on and so forth. You know, it's a strange world out there of communication and not knowing how to communicate. You know, I've always said, and I'll say it again today, I said it over the weekend at my event, Healing the Masculine Soul, that as younger men or boys, we were castrated emotionally. Many of us have been castrated emotionally, and we have to find our way out of that castration and grow our parts back and come into our voice and come into our heart and come into our connection to self and come into our fire, our fuego of who we are and where we stand in our root, if we have a root, our whole, and come into our root, come into our feet, and come into our foundation of the person we were always meant to be. Aho. 713-955-0332 is a call-in number. Push 1 to get out of listen mode. Ask a question, get a healing. Let me know what you're thinking about the subject matter, or if you have a different subject matter that you're thinking that you want to talk about, and something that you don't understand about men, something you may not understand about me, something that you may not understand about you. Aho. And in talking about that thing that comes between men and women, or men and men, or women and women, when there's a compliment paid and we're not sure, and the insecurity we're surrounded by insecurity, and we're surrounded by that wall. And I talk about that wall all the time, and many have heard me say this, make reference to the Hot House Flowers, the song I'm just trying to get through. I remember as a little child kicking against the stone wall I built around myself. I won't give in. I won't feel guilty. I'll just rise up and I'll be myself. I'm just trying to this. And what does that mean? What does that mean? And I built that wall around myself. And that wall kept me from you. You know, that wall kept distance from and kept space between you and I, and you not actually getting to know me too well, and me not caring enough about myself to let me get to know you either. I kept you at bay, and I used that wall to keep the distance between me and Creator Great Spirit, me and Allah, me and God, me and Yeshua, me and whatever you want to call that Great Spirit, Creator, creation, whatever. It kept me from that. And it more than anything, and worse than anything, it kept me from me. That wall came between me and me in the way I wanted to be, and me in the way I didn't know how to be, and me in the way I wanted to be for you, and me in the way I didn't know how to be for you. I just didn't know that I didn't know. How about that? There's some men in this world, like myself, that they don't know that they don't know, until they come into their awareness of it. And it's usually we're usually brought into our awareness of it by others around us, by the women in our lives, the men that are in our lives, the people that are in our lives. Sometimes our family, sometimes our mothers and fathers, or brothers and sisters, and sometimes we just don't know, And we spend a lifetime in insecurity because we try to live up to an expectation of others, an expectation of what other people may want from us or for us, and never really trying to live up to any expectation of our own of who we want to be, who we should be, what we want to do, because we just don't know. We don't know what that looks like because we're too busy chasing the dangling carrot of expectation. How many of you chase the dangling carrot of expectation? How many of you spend a lifetime and many hours in the day, the week, the year, the month, the year of trying to live up to what somebody else wants because you may want them to love you and you think it's going to bring you love or bring you closer to them when actually what it's going to do, it's going to bring you farther away and separate and bring you away from what it is you actually want. And what that is you actually want love. You want to be nurtured. You want to be cared for. You want to be accepted. We want to be not shamed. And we want to be able to live in a place that's comfortable, but we don't know how to do that. We don't know how to accept it because we don't accept them ourselves. We don't ask ourselves for those things. And why don't we? Because we've been conditioned by love songs. We've been conditioned by television. We've been conditioned by romantic comedies, and we've been conditioned by a lot of well-meaning writers who write a lot of well-meaning books and well-meaning screenplays about things that they may or may not know anything about. They write about those dreams, those things, those dreams of relationships that just aren't because we don't know how and they don't know how either. But it's a pipe dream, and they take that pipe dream and they communicate it through their vibration, through their hand, through their fifth chakra, and they put it down on paper. And sometimes it becomes film, sometimes it becomes digital video through your television, and sometimes it teaches us to do things in a way that we think it's supposed to be, and that's not the way it is. And we get misinformation. And we try to run information that, trying to live up to that love song that isn't. That love song that talks about, ooh, baby, baby, I need you and I can't live without you and I have to be with you, I can't live without you. But the fact of the matter is, I can't live without you. I'm going to live without you. At least I am right here, right now. I hope. Because I talked about where I'm at in my life, and I'm single again, and I'm divorced. And I'm separated and all those things. I'm not divorced yet, but I will be in a month or so. So, and I'm having to learn how to be with Anthony. I don't know if I can be in a relationship. Would I like to be in a relationship? Sure, yeah, someday. Would I like to be able to accept the compliment for compliment's sake? Yeah, sure, I would like to someday. But I actually have to tell you that I can accept a compliment right here, right now. I'm able to do that. And are you right here, right now? Are you right here with me listening to this show? Are you plugged in to the Blog Talk Radio, to the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show? Or are you trying to multitask and not be centered and not be in your body and not be in the listening of your heart instead of your ears? Aho. 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 Are you here in your presence? What is it that you want to give yourself in January? Can you give yourself a compliment? Can you give yourself a compliment when you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you're brushing your teeth and you're wiping the sleep out of your eyes and you're washing your face if you're not taking a shower just yet? And are you saying to yourself, I love you? I look in the mirror and I see myself and I say to myself, I love you. Do you say I love you? And I announced last week, and I made this proclamation, and I announced it last week that I am romantically involved and I am romantically in love with somebody. And I said that last week, and I don't know if anybody heard me or anybody paid any attention. But I am romantically involved and in love with Anthony J. Rodriguez, Walking Crow. Aho. For his highest good and his highest honor and his highest self and his highest compassion and his highest love and his highest nurturing. Oh. Because I was never given the things that I wanted and didn't know how to get them. I have taught myself and I have learned from others the mistakes that I've made over a lifetime of how to give myself and how to love myself and how to be with self. And in being with self and loving self and nurturing self, I get to be with you. Oh. 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 And that, for me, that is just an amazing thing. Every now and again, I buy myself flowers. You know, I buy myself flowers, and especially yellow ones, because for me, yellow are symbolic of the sun. They're symbolic of direction of the east, grandfather's sun, the masculine energy, manifestation. The born and the unborn, symbolic of the born and the unborn, symbolic of springtime, new beginnings. Flowers hold the highest vibration on earth, and why wouldn't I give myself the highest vibration? A flower. And rose is the highest, but I don't care if the rose is all that much. So I'll give myself something that's almost as good, something that I like, that I want, because I don't care for roses. And you don't bring me roses anymore. Time to get silly. All right, Reverend Tiffany. Hi, Reverend Tiffany. I miss you. I only get to talk to you once a week, and I wish I could have more conversations with you because I watch some of your shows, and I listen to some of your shows. You don't know I'm there, but I do. And I like the sound of your voice, and I like your attitude, and I like your spirit. You have a beautiful spirit. And if anybody doesn't know that Reverend Tiffany likes Sage Women, she has her share of shows on Blog Talk Radio, on Goldilocks Productions. Check her out. She's pretty incredible. Anyway, so how does one heal? How does one come into saying thank you? How does one come into the acceptance of a compliment, of being noticed? You know, not just being noticed by myself, but being noticed by others. Because I know this is one of the things that happened to me, and I don't know when exactly I turned the corner. But, you know, I always saw myself as the ugly duckling, as the fat kid and all that stuff. And I turned the corner, and it seems like every time I turn the corner, I find somebody looking at me and saying hello, and looking at me in a way that I wanted to be looked at for a lifetime. And one of the things that I learned was I had to let go of the way that I wanted to be seen. I had to let go of the way that I wanted to be looked at. I had to let go of the way that I wanted to be approached, and I did that. I let go of that, and as I let go of that, people started to fill in and see me and talk to me and say things to me, and I was just in awe, and I still am in awe, and I honor them, and I say thank you. I say thank you to Creator for bringing new people into my life. You know, there are many new people who are coming into my life because I was willing to come into the letting go of my old life. Well, what was my old life? You know, sometimes we get into relationships that we shouldn't be in. And it's okay to say, oh, I made a mistake. It is. I really believe that's a fair thing to say to somebody you're in a partnership. Oh, I made a mistake. I don't think I can be in a relationship with you. I'm sorry that I took up your time. I love you. I care for you. I honor you, but I can't do this. I can't do this right here, right now. You know, I can't do this right here, right now. And I've had to say that to somebody recently. Did it feel good? It's not so comfortable, but guess what? It's how I take care of myself. It's how I need to be. You know, because once I step into it, somebody's going to want me to step up to it, and I don't know if I can do that. So, you know, I try to be lighthearted, and I try not to get into anything too heavy. And I try to spend time getting to know people, getting to know myself in a new situation. And that's really what that is, getting to know myself in a new situation. Getting to know myself in new energy. Getting to know myself through the compliment. Getting to know myself through the look, people looking at me in my eye and saying, hello, Anthony, how are you? Or, hey, where have you been all my life? Or whatever that looks like. So Sally Hayes, thank you for saying, or asking that question. Thank you. Thank you for asking why men can't accept compliments. And if you're a man and you can accept a compliment, call me and tell us. Tell us that you can. Tell us that you do. Tell us that you will. Why not? What the heck? I spent a lifetime fighting fighting people for what I wanted, and really what I wanted for a lifetime was to be noticed, and I wanted for a lifetime to be loved, because at 5 years old or 6 years old, I was at a school where they were hitting me, and they were abusing me with words, and they were telling me that I was stupid, and they were telling me that I was the devil when I wanted to be an angel, and holding what I thought was a hierarchy of being an angel from me. You know, they held my feet to the fire for being the little kid that I was. And I was just a little boy trying to be loved and wanting to be loved and wanting to be nurtured and wanting to be cared for. And, you know, to a certain degree, I'm still that little boy. I'm still that little boy. That little boy likes to be nurtured. That little boy likes to be held. That little boy likes to be cared for. But that little boy also is cared for by himself. Years ago, I did a soul retrieval with a shaman named Amanda Silver. Thank you, Amanda, for beautiful work and helping me, because I have taken that young boy that I rescued from the tree. He came out of the tree where he was living in shame, and he came into the arms of the man. He came into the arms of the man, and he came into the arms of the man who needed to be, who needed to come together with that little boy and love that little boy. And I apologize if I'm sounding muffled, but my producer says I'm sounding muffled, and we don't want to sound muffled. And I'm going to put this microphone up to my shirt, and I hope that's better. You know, and I came out of that tree into the arms of the man, and I've spent the last 5 or 6 years integrating those energies with that little boy. That little boy who was left alone, that little boy who was unloved, who felt unloved. And whether that's a true story or not, whether it's a true story that I was unloved or not, it doesn't matter. It was just a story. Oh, what's my truth today? Where do I stand today? How am I with that information today? Because what I know today is that I'm truly loved. And the people that surround me love me, and they let me know that all the time. I just had a beautiful one with a friend of mine named Paige McComb, who is an amazing healer, and she's a school teacher, as a matter of fact. And she's a beautiful school teacher. You know, people want her job, they want her position because they see what it looks like from the outside. And but they don't understand that she is the position. She is that job. It's not the position, it's her that brings what that looks like to the situation. And she creates what it is, because she creates a place of balance and nurturance for those children in her classroom, for those little girls and those little boys who come from homes in rough neighborhoods that they don't get the tools that a lot of us should get growing up. But we don't get them because our parents were never given those tools, and they're nurturing and that caring and that love. How would they know? How would they know? How would they be able to do that? And I got to tell you, as rough as I had as a little kid, I'm grateful for my mother and my father, the way that they brought me up. Was it easy? No. But they do the best that they can? Yes. 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 I think they raised some amazing, fine children. I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. I have nieces and nephews, and they're awesome. And I'm awesome, and my parents are awesome. Matter of fact, this morning at 5 o'clock, I got up, got out of bed, went over to my mother's house, got her in the car, drove her over to outpatient, and she had cataract surgery, and she was back home 2 hours later in her home, you know, resting in her reclining chair. And I was able to be there for her. And that's what they taught me. That's what they showed me. That's showing up. That's being honored. That's being in honor. And that's standing in security and safety and the foundation of what I am and who I am and what I do and how I heal and how I hold space for myself and others. And in there is the compliment of, I know that I'm a good son, and I don't have to hear my mother say that. I know that I'm a good son because I show up for her, whether she needs me or not. Am I in the best situation in my family with regard to finances? Maybe, maybe not. But if that doesn't matter either. What is my heart? What does my heart say? What does my heart do? How heart react. I am one who says love is not a saying, love is not a thinking, love is not a feeling, although a lot of us think that love is a feeling, and it very well may be. But for Anthony J. Rodriguez, Walking Quote, on the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show, right here, right now, love is an action. And what am I willing to do for love? How am I willing to act for love? How am I willing to move into action to give or to receive or expand love in my world from the spot that I'm standing on, from the rooted place that I'm standing in my foundation of connection to Mother Earth, to you? How am I willing to go into action and spread love throughout the world? I hope. One of them is showing up and signing on to Blog Talk Radio every Tuesday at 1 p.m. The other is signing on to Facebook Live and sending the message that Creator downloads to me, that Spirit downloads to me, and that my voice vibrates out into the world and into technology, into the handheld phones, into desktop computers, into your computers in your cars, and my voice transmits and transforms and transmutes, and it comes across the airwaves, and I share love through the action of vibration. That's an amazing thing that I even noticed that, because I used to never not notice anything if it wasn't for my better good or what I thought that I wanted. Because, I wanted a lot of things in my lifetime, and none of them had anything to do with getting to know you. I hope. Some of them only had to do with what I could get from you if you could do something for me. Can you do something for me? What can you do for me? You know what I mean? What can I do? What can you do for me? Not what can I do for you? Not at all. But now my life is such that what can I do for you? There was somebody that was on social media earlier today, and my esteem heard her say, or my heart heard her say, I need help. And I asked how I could help. And that's what stepping into self-esteem does for you. It helps you step into the gap for others. And Deepak Chopra talks about stepping into the gap, or stepping out of the gap. When you can't remember something or you can't find something, step out of the gap of what it is you're looking for, what it is you're wanting. And as soon as you step out of the gap and you let go of it, it comes. Like the growth that I've experienced as a man, the growth that I experienced as a married man, the growth that I experience now as a single man, again, I hope. And I have to tell you, I have to thank my beautiful ex-wife and say thank you to my friend for teaching me and showing me and being there. However I think it looks, however it looks to others, it doesn't matter. But I am so grateful for the experience. I am so grateful for the experience that I had that experience with that human being. With that being, how amazing that I get to say thank you. I get to stand in my power. And whether somebody loves me or not, I get to say thank you because I love you. And I have the ability, because I love me, to love you and say thank you. 713-955-0332. What is it that you want to say thank you for? And do you have the ability to say thank you when you're paid a compliment? Do you have the self-esteem, the fire, the fuego, the I can, I will, I do to say thank you? And to not make up a story, to not be able to, because you don't know how to react to a compliment. I remember as a little child kicking against a stone wall I built around myself. I've been kicking the stones out of that wall one at a time for the last 25 years, and more so over the last 5 or 6. And my life has changed, and my life is different, and my life is giving, and my life is receiving. My life ebbs and flows in yins and yangs, and the tide comes in and the tide goes out. I hope. I receive the tide. Just as much as I'm willing to let go of the tide as it goes out. I become willing to stand in both those things. Ahu. 713-955-0332. Give us a call. Tell us what you think. Say something about what it is that you're listening to. Do you have something to say? Do you have something to share? We all do. We all want to. Do or can you step into the root and the foundation of the power of who you are and what you have and what you're willing to do or say? And for not being able to for a while. Can you, do you, will you? Ahu. Half of the people that were at my event on Sunday, Healing the Masculine Soul of the Divine Feminine, Ahu. And I thank them, all of you, for showing up and coming out to the event. It was a beautiful event of sharing. It was sharing with the Divine Feminine, the Divine Masculine. There were some veterans there, and I honor the veterans that come out to heal with me, because I know they need the healing. Oh, I know they do. And everybody that came out got a healing. Everybody that came out got a clearing from that beautiful drum. That drum that I play rings like a bell. And it fills the gap, and it empties the gap of the things that are wanted or no longer needed. And what that drum will do for you, and the power and the intention of the vibration of that drum is just magical, and it's alchemy, it's transitional, transformative. It's all those things that Crow medicine is. And Crow medicine is magic. Crow medicine is transformation. And I choose to teach transformation about how to come into a thank you, a compliment, because I have been transformed. And I say this, and I took part of this, I took this from the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. It's a line that says, I can't even remember the line. But the way that I say it is, I have transformed from the seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. And what is your state of mind and body? Is it hopeless? Is it hopeless? Because as much as I say hopeless, I have never been, I may have been hopeless, but I have never been helpless. And help has always been right here, right now, with Creator Great Spirit, with my spirit guides, with my spirit animals, with my archangels and the guardian angels, and all my relations, a whole, my lineage from thousands of generations back, a whole, and thousands of generations forward, a whole. But where did I get lost? And how was I not able to understand? And how was I not able to say thank you? And how was I not able to stand in the power that I didn't know I had? And that's the rub. I didn't know that I had a power. I didn't know that I was empowered by anything or anybody, whether I believe in creation or not. I hope. And my beautiful friend asks me the question, or asks the question, why can't men accept a compliment? And my answer to some people, and to that question, was because I was never given anything. I don't know how. I didn't know how to receive. I never learned how to receive. How would I learn how to receive when I'm being diminished as a child, when I'm being hit and beaten? I'm not being shown how to be given love or to receive love. So why would I know how to receive the compliment or the kindness of others, or a gift, or a smile, or a hello? Oh, hello. That simple. Is it that simple? It actually is that simple. And when do we learn to give these things to ourselves? And do we want to? You know? Do we want to give ourselves the things that we want? Do we want to step into the power of the beauty of love for love's sake and for nothing else? Do we? What kind of love do you want to receive? And can you allow yourself to receive it? Can you allow yourself to receive that love that you want so dearly and so deeply? Can you? Will you? Do you? I ask these questions every week on the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. I ask every week. And how do you answer yourself? Can you? Do you? Will you? Oh. Oh. I'm going to step away from that for a couple of minutes, and I'm going to talk about an event that's going to take place. It hasn't shown up on social media, and it hasn't shown up any place else other than I've been teasing on social media about it. And on August 20th, we are going to have an event for social workers, teachers, light workers, healers, those who spend a lot of time giving to others, and who are empaths, people who are empaths, who are givers and they're empaths, and they don't know how to receive. They don't know how to receive the healing. They don't know how to give themselves the healing. They don't know how to clear their energies. They don't take time to give themselves self-care. And this hasn't been inked yet, but it's all in pencil. And I'm having a meeting later on today about this. But August 20th, and put this on your calendar, August 20th, we are going to gather. And some of the folks that are going to be at this event, we're going to open up the day from 8 a.m. in the morning to 6 p.m. at night. We're going to have good, clean, vegetarian or vegan food for you. And we're going to have a morning of opening morning of meditation, an opening morning of yoga, opening morning of stick exercise by Teresa Smith, Dr. Teresa Smith. We're going to have teaching and running by myself. And we're going to have Master Seal is going to teach Qigong and maybe do some healing. Jeannie Love, who is a master teacher, friend of mine, is going to be teaching people how to clear themselves, how to clear room, how to clear the things that need to be cleared that we carry around that we have no business picking up. And we're going to have sound baths, and I'm hoping that my friend Dennis George and his beautiful wife Yumiko would come out and do sound baths for us. And it's going to be a day of healing and giving to yourself. And it's going to take place at the Monrovia Canyon Park, and in the cabin, in the main cabin there. It's a beautiful cabin with a big fireplace in the kitchen. And we're going to have room for anywhere from 30 to 40 people, 30 to 40 souls. And I know there's a lot of people out there that need that kind of help. So we're going to offer, it's going to be $300 for the day. And you will be fed, and you will be nurtured, and you will be cared for. And you will learn, and you will relax, and you will come into, and you will raise your kundalini, and you will learn how to care for yourself for a full day, which is something that most of us don't get the opportunity to do. Or if we have the opportunity to do it, we don't do it anyways. So here's the opportunity. You can come and you can heal with your peers and spend a day with your peers and other healers and other social workers and other school teachers or other teachers, period, and spend a day on August 20th. You can find out more information by reaching out to me at area code 818-442-1717 or sending me an email at anthony@sacreddrummedicine.com. Or you can go to my website, and sooner, by next week, it should be on the website and on Hands to Health Wellness Center's website. And we'll get you more information on that. And if you want more information, feel free to call us. So, Anthony, why can't men accept a compliment? Why can't they say thank you? Why can't they? Why can't they? Our partners and the women and the people in our life have a lot of expectation of how we should be able to behave, of how we should behave, of how they want us to behave. How about that? And the fact of the matter is, sometimes we just don't know how to behave. Why is that? Why is it that we don't know how to behave the way? Because we weren't taught. We were abused as kids. We were abused as as young adults, and we shrank to a place that was comfortable of hiding, of a place that was comfortable where we cowered, and we didn't know how to be with the expectations of others that they wanted from us. What do they want from us, and why? Oh, why? What do they want? What do they want? They don't seem to be clear. They keep making demands on me. And they keep wanting things from me that I can't live up to, that I can't do. And I keep reaching for that dangling carrot. I'm not able to reach it because every time I try to reach for it, they pull it away. They pull it away, or they change their story. Oh. Miss Man, thank you for your compliment. But I apologize for sometimes I don't have the capability or the capacity to understand that you don't want anything from me, that you only want to say hello and pay me a compliment. Oh. And some would say, is that so hard? Yes. I will sit here in my seat and in my power and in my safety and in my security and in the tree that I am, it doesn't get knocked down by the full London. I say to you, yes, it is that difficult. And so you come into the awareness. You come into the capacity of being conscious, of being awakened, and to be able to stand in your place to say, thank you. Oh, I didn't know that I didn't have the capability or the capacity to do that. I didn't know that. Thank you for expressing that to me. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Oh, forgive me. I love you. Thank you. The Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. And that's using that tool right there is how we can heal. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Those 4 phrases can heal us from the place of being hurt and wounded, where we don't know how to accept the compliments, where we don't know how to say, heal us from a place and move us into a place where we learn how to say, thank you. Oh, thank you. 713-955-0332. This is the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. My name is Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow. And we're talking about why, the subject matter of why men can't receive or don't know how to receive many times a compliment. Now, I'm not speaking for all men, and I don't think that this beautiful woman, Sally Hayes, is asking that question of all men. But apparently, she has come across enough men that don't know how to, that she feels she needed to ask that question. And it's an important one. Self-esteem is a big deal. If we don't know we don't have any. We have low, little, or none. We don't know. And sometimes we find out that we don't have self-esteem through the interactions with other people. Through the interactions of other people who want something from us, who want to give something to us, they want to share something with us, or want us to share with them. They want us to talk about who we are and what we do, and we don't know how. Do we know how? Do we know how? Can you learn how? Will you? I hope so. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it out loud. I started presenting the miscellaneous men and self-care group again at the Church of Truth here in Pasadena, the Center for Consciousness. Center for Conscious Living, excuse me. And the men haven't come, and the men haven't shown up. And I've made a decision after almost a month that whether not men want help or not, I'm not going to continue to show up for a group that doesn't show up for itself anymore. I'm going to shut the group down. And I'm not going to hold space for men in self-care for those who say they want help and those who don't show up. And this is what we're talking about. I continue to heal. I continue to transcend. I continue to transform. I continue to transmute and transition because I, Anthony Rodriguez, continue on a daily basis to show up for myself and others. Whether anybody comes or not, I show up for others. So after, depending on what happens this Saturday, that group won't be there, and I am going to transition and transmute and transcend and transform into something else, into another area where I can help others in another way. And that may look like hands-on healing. It may look like another radio show. I don't know. It may look like something else. But I know it's not going to look like me sitting in a sacred circle waiting for people to not show up. I hope. So what will it look like after Saturday? Men in self-care. Men in self-care is just that. It's a place and a sacred circle for men to come into their voice, to come into their vibration, to come into their fifth chakra, their place of expression, a hope. And if you don't show up for yourself, don't complain to your spouse, your wife, your girlfriend, your partner. You can't complain if you don't show up for yourself. If you can't speak up for yourself, if you don't know how to say thank you, if you don't know how to accept a compliment because you don't know how to show up for yourself, what are you going to do? I hope. So it'll be very telling on Saturday at 2 p.m. at the Church of Truth in Pasadena. Look us up. Come out and join us. I hope. I know there's many guys who want help, but they have to go on a date first, or they have to do something else first. What are you willing to give yourself first? What are you willing to do for your life first? When will you start to take care of yourself first? Me first, always. They tell me when I get on the jet plane, whether it's whatever airline, they will say, if the pressure drops in the cabin and the mask falls from the ceiling, put the mask on yourself first. You can't give away what you haven't got. If you're choking or suffocating from no oxygen because you're busy trying to put a mask on somebody else and you can't put one on yourself first, you are no good to that person. Oh, how can you be any good to yourself if you're busy trying to take care of others and you don't take care of yourself? I'm going to say it again, right here, right now. Me first, always. Me first, always. You first, always. Oh, come into that. Come into it. What is it you want? Do you want to learn how to say thank you for that compliment? Do you want to learn how to give compliments when you see that somebody is kind or nice or pretty or handsome, and you want to be able to say, hey, man, you look great, without wanting to anything from anybody, without an agenda, just for the sake of being kind? Do you want to come into that kind of medicine? Do you want to come into the kind of medicine that says, thank you? Oh, man, thank you. I just bought it yesterday. It's nice, isn't it? Yeah, I just got my haircut. Yeah, it looks good. I like it. These are things that sometimes we don't know how to say to people. When it pays a simple kind word. And it's not easy. But I can help you. I can help you get to that point from where it is and what it is you're wanting to do and where you're wanting to go. Reach out to me, Anthony, at sacreddrummedicine.com. I will give you a 20-minute free consultation. That's a $60 value because my sessions are $130 to come in for the session. And I will give that to you. if you truly want it, if you truly want to be helped, if you're truly looking for some answers. Or are you truly only wanting to pay yourself lip service and pay others around you lip service and double time? Just so they have the illusion that you're doing something for yourself, but you're not really. And I see that all the time. You know, I want help, but I won't do anything for it. You know, there's people who come in, I'll talk about this again. I work for a major grocery store in the vitamin department. And people come in all the time looking for the magic elixir, the magic pill. They want to do a cleanse. They want to clear their body of toxins and things, but they want to do it with a pill or a magic potion. And I know magic pills and magic potions. I always tell them that you need to go over to the produce department. I don't call it produce. I call it produce because it produces change. It produces change in me. Dark greens, vegetables, carrots, root vegetables, ginger, coconut water, chia seeds, nuts, antioxidants, blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, what kind of berry, whatever berries, raspberries, antioxidants. And you put those into a blender, and you put those into a juicer, and you receive them. You receive them, and you drink that down, and that will cleanse your body. You don't need to put a vitamin into your liver or a bunch of vitamins into your liver that's going to damage your body and potentially cause cancer because you're too lazy to do something for yourself that's actually good for you. You're too lazy to walk to the corner. You're too lazy to walk around the block. You're too lazy to leave your house and go to the gym. You're not lazy enough to make a resolution which you won't complete. What I'll ask you is, what are you willing to do for the things that you want for your life? When will you come into the power of who and what you are really and learn how to say thank you? Learn how to say, please love me. Learn how to say, I'm sorry. Learn how to say, I need your help. And give yourself the word, palabra, aho, word, palabra, vibration, aho, of what it is you really want for yourself. And when will you take and drink that love in instead of drinking poison by telling yourself what you're going to do and then you do nothing? That's drinking poison. Aho. Spinning and spinning and spinning in your head about the things that don't happen in your life. Spinning and spinning and spinning in your head about the things that happen in your life, but not coming into your body and feeling the feelings of that, feeling the feelings of, oh, she just complimented my looks. I should say, thank you. Oh, she likes my haircut. Or he likes my haircut. Oh, I did a good job at work. Wow, they honored me by the employee of the month. Thank you. When will you come into the medicine and give yourself the medicine that's enough and will allow you to live your life out loud? Others to see you, not for the sake of you wanting to be seen, but for the sake of them seeing your light and your fire and your fuego and the light of who you are and where you stand in the light of the darkness of this world. Aho, gu turu, gu turu, gu turu, guru. A guru is a teacher who brings you from the darkness to the light. And when will you become your own teacher and come from darkness to light and stop the fighting of yourself in your mind, in your head, in that voice, and drinking the glass of liquid that says poison on it? When will you stop drinking it? When will you start coming into your medicine and giving yourself that? When? Hope. I remember as a little child kicking against a stone wall I built around myself. I won't give in. I won't feel guilty. I'm just going to rise up and I'll be myself. I'm just trying to get through. And I'm going to tell you something right here, right now. I don't just try, I do. Because trying is not doing. Thinking about it is not doing. Talking about it is not doing. And here's the kicker. Doing is doing. And what are you willing to do to come into the power of who you are in your root chakra, in your feet, in your root, in your foundation, in your fire, in your fuego, in your connection to others, in your connection to Mother Earth, in your connection to your fire, in connection to your heart, through your fire, in your connection through your heart, through your fire, and into your voice, aho, and out of the darkness of your thinking. Out of the darkness of your thinking, into the light of the fire, in your tantien, aho, of who and what you are, into the power of what that is, aho. Aho. Anthony at sacreddrummedicine.com. Reach out to me and set up a 20-minute consultation. In fact, you know what I'll do? Never mind 20 minutes. I'm going to make it half an hour. I will give you 30 minutes for free consultation. Because there is no reason why you should live in the suffering of your thinking and the suffering of your non-living and your suffering of trying to live up to the spoken and unspoken expectations of mother, father, brother, sister, grandmother, grandfather, uncles, aunts, teachers, whatever, and not having the capability or capacity to be able to live up to that. When will you let go of trying to live up to that and set your own bar for what you want? I have set my own bar for what I want, and the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. I may have a glass ceiling, but I can't see it because all I see is blue sky. And I'm moving up and I'm moving out. Just like George Jefferson, aho, to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. Aho, a deluxe teepee, a deluxe lodge, whatever that looks like or sounds like. You know, today is an amazing day of energy. You know, it's the summer solstice. It's the longest day of the year, and it's the damn hottest day of the year. And this is the day when the earth is closest to the sun, when it's closer to grandfather sun, when it's closest to manifestation. And summertime is a time of growing. Summertime is a time of abundance. Summertime is a time of watering and nurturing and pulling weeds from around the things that we're trying to grow and we're trying to manifest. And come September, October, and November, when we come in to harvest those things and we come into a time of Thanksgiving, wow, what an abundance it'll be. What did I give myself? What did I create in my life? What have I manifested? Because I learned how to stand in my power and say thank you and give myself things that I've always wanted and didn't know how to give myself. And others gave me a compliment because they saw me for who and what I am and what I've always been. And they say, how nice. That was beautiful. That was great. You are handsome. You are beautiful. Great haircut. Nice shoes. Nice jeans. Nice shirt. Oh, say thank you. Say amen. Oh, can I get a witness? Reverend? Can I get a witness? I want to remind you that you've been listening to Anthony Rodriguez Walking Crow on Blog Talk Radio. And this is the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. This is a show about healing. This is a show about feeling. This is a show about not having a feeling of rising up and out of the darkness that you have lived in for a lifetime or a short time. What is it that you want to heal from? What is it that you will give yourself? And how is it that you'll give yourself that thing? My name is Anthony Rodriguez Walking Crow, and this has been another Tuesday edition of the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. I want to thank my producer, Reverend Tiffany White, Sage Woman, for her love and her care, not just for myself and my show, but all the shows and all the personalities and healers on her network. And I say thank you, and I bid you a good day and a happy, happy, happy summer solstice. Aho, mi takias. Aho, aho, aho.
contestar tu llamada. Hoy voy a luchar contra la máscara vengadora. Si gano, usaré el dinero para pagar por nuestro plan familiar de datos. Claro, pesa 300 libras, pero una vez tomé una clase de karate. Quizá ya es hora de un switch.
¿Atrapado en un mal plan familiar? Haz el switch al mejor plan familiar de Boost y obtén 4 líneas cada una con gigas sin límite por solo $100 al mes. Metro PCS solo te da 2 gigas por línea por el mismo precio. 4 líneas cada una con gigas sin límite por solo $100 al mes. Es fácil hacer el switch y más fácil ahorrar con Boost.
Hola, soy Lola. No puedo contestar tu llamada. Hoy voy a luchar contra la máscara vengadora. Si gano, usaré el dinero para pagar por nuestro plan familiar de datos. Claro, pesa 300 libras, pero una vez tomé una clase de karate. Quizá ya es hora de un switch.
¿Atrapado en un mal plan familiar? Haz el switch al mejor plan familiar de Boost y obtén 4 líneas cada una con gigas sin límite por solo $100 al mes. Metro PCS solo te da 2 gigas por línea por el mismo precio. 4 líneas cada una con gigas sin límite por solo $100 al mes. Es fácil hacer el switch y más fácil ahorrar con Boost.